When I was 10 years old, was the first time I went to Spain. So, because my family side from, no, my father was Spanish, and my mom, my father, and they wanted to go to Spain. My father wanted to see his relatives and show his land, show his, from where he came from, to me and to my mom. And I was like, when I saw the old Islamic palaces and mosques, and the people told me about the Islamic past in Spain, I was very interested. I liked it very much. I liked to visit the palaces of the Muslim emperors of Andalusia, and I liked when people told to me about this, and I asked people about this. This was my first contact with Islam. And after this, when I returned back to Brazil, I began to read. After a few years, I kept searching. I liked to read about this, to ask people about this. I asked in school, I asked my history teachers if they know about this, if they could give me a book about this. I wanted to know more about this, about the Muslims. Then when I was 15 years old, I went back to Spain. I was older and more serious. And when I went back and saw again all those monuments, and I searched I wanted to know more about them, about these people. And I began to research more who they were, from where did they come from, where they believed, why they came from so far from the Arabian Peninsula to Spain, what they were doing there, why their rule, why their kingdom in Spain was considered the golden era of Spanish history. I wanted to know why. And I began to study their history, their culture, and of course their religion, Islam. I got a copy of the Quran, and the internet was available at that time. I always researched about it, and the books about history and culture of Islamic people. And when I was 18 years old, I was invited by a Muslim guy from my city to go to the mosque, to talk with the imam. And I immediately accepted this invitation, and the next Friday I went with him to the mosque to speak with the imam and to see. I was very excited. I wanted to because all the knowledge I had about Muslims until then was almost only through books. No, I had met very few Muslims until then. The Brazilian culture, it's very different from you are used here in Turkey. It's completely different. We the normal Brazilian person places a very big emphasis in having fun, in pleasuring himself. Brazil is known in the world by beaches, by carnival, by music, by football. And of course, Brazil is much more than it, but it is part of Brazilian society. So a normal, a young person in Brazil, like 18, 20 years old, the thing he or she most want is to have fun. Is to go to party, and there's 1,000 different kind of parties in Brazil. People like to go there and drink and dance and have intimate relations, men and women. And then people, the young people in Brazil, they spend much time and much effort and much money looking into these things. And I was very different. I never liked this kind of things. I never liked parties and drinking. No, it made no sense to me to have fun drinking and losing your mind. Something I never liked. I never wanted to mix with this kind of people. But no, it's normal for the society in Brazil to accept this behavior. And then there was me, 18 years old, in a society that places a lot of emphasis in pleasuring himself, in going to party and drinking and having fun and having girlfriends. I didn't felt I belonged to this kind of society, and I felt alone and empty in this kind of society. I wanted something else. I wanted something that was meaningful, something that completed me. Then I went to the mosque for the first time when I was 18 years old, and began to have conversations with the Imam. It was Sheikh Ahmed Mahairi. He was a Syrian gentleman, and he came every Friday to perform the Salatul Jummah. At that time, in my city, we didn't have a permanent Imam. So this gentleman, Sheikh Mahairi, came every Friday to do the Salatul Jummah. And every Friday I began to go too, and having conversations with this gentleman, asking him about Islam, about God, about the Prophet. And I began to see that the Islamic way of life, the emphasis in the ethics and morality, and having an upright life, to have good morals, to not to drink, not to waste your time, not to have several girlfriends, to be a productive member of the society, to help other people, and to believe in God, and to have your life following the commands of God, of the one who created you. I wanted this. I wanted to be part of this. I didn't want to have fun. I wanted to have a meaningful life. And I felt I have found it in Islam. So sometime later, I decided that I wanted to live this. I wanted this to be my lifestyle. I wanted this to be my culture. I didn't want to be a normal Brazilian guy who wake up in the morning, studied or worked, and in the night I went to a party and drink and went back home, or had a girlfriend here, a girlfriend. I wanted to be closer to God. I wanted to, and the thought of having a life like this was very important in my decision to revert it to Islam.